Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I want to start the video by saying please like, subscribe, and comment. Also, if you'd like to join the Patreon, the website is patreon.com/but I'm not a trader. The website is already being worked on, like I said before. If you want to join the Patreon right now, it's about $10 a month. When I actually find like a scalable name for my website, I will be moving all of the trading details, everything over to my website, which will end up being anything minimum 750 and north of, right? And that price will only increase. So highly recommend you join the Patreon beforehand to learn and to get all of the trading materials. And then because afterwards, like I said, that will be moving up to what is it called, like 750. Like, it's just a one time, but again, over the course of the last year or two, I've like I said before, I've been kind of underselling myself. So that's why really I've been looking into the website. So I wanted to get into the video and what I've been, essentially what my what is it called? My overall sentiment was, or on like the last couple of videos, right? And I've been extremely bullish, the last couple of videos, short term, right? And all we've been doing since yesterday is just we hit that bottom on Tuesday night, or let me see, Monday, Tuesday we bottomed out. So Tuesday morning we actually bottomed out, and then yesterday we just kept pushing all the way up. And as of right now, you did break that 4-hour trend, right? The dailies here, the red lines on the side, the red lines are going to be your dailies. These are going to be your 15 minutes, right? That's just generally how I set support and resistance. But I think we're going to keep pushing. I think as of right now, target for today might possibly be 453. If 453 breaks here, I think your next push is going to be all the way up to 458. You have a really good chance of coming up here and filling up that gap. But keep in mind, tomorrow is CPI. Very, 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 very extremely important. There's a lot of rumors that CPI might actually come in a little bit hot tomorrow, right? Like very hot. Well, not extremely hot, but a little bit hot tomorrow. There's a chance that CPI might actually come in higher. So with that being said, I'm actually looking into getting out of my Apple calls, because I do have Apple calls expiring this week. I bought 180s, and right now Apple's currently at 181. And I am thinking that Apple's going to keep pushing more towards the upside, right? I do think that Apple's going to push more towards the upside. My target for Apple today is going to be somewhere in the range of 181.8 and possibly 182, maybe even this daily resistance here, right? That's what I'm looking for. If that daily resistance breaks, right, your next stop is going to be 182.61. But again, for the full day today, all I'm going to be doing is adjusting stops. I'm going to be adjusting stops all the way up. And I am for sure getting out today. I do not like playing news. I do not like trading while there's while there's going to be news tomorrow, right? And again, we can see that we already have a bull trigger here on the 15-minute, and you're right on the middle, right? You're right here on previous stochastic, support. So I wouldn't be surprised if you actually push from here even further, and sometime between now and 6:30 in the morning, right, which is when the market opens, you actually come all the way up to like 182, right? So I would not be surprised to see a push up like that, right? The 30 minutes already getting weak as well, right? You already see the 30-minute getting weak. You're starting to create that weakness right here on the RMACD. So if you keep creating that weakness, there's a really good chance that you keep pushing towards the upside. And again, weakness on the 30-minute, and then you already have a strong bull trigger on the 15-minute. That just signifies more movement towards the upside to me for Apple, right? And again, bullish right now on everything up until tomorrow. Once news comes out, then we'll come back. We'll redo TA, because I don't know what's going to happen. But as of right now, SPX. SPX already. Sorry, let's do this one more time. So SPX, you already broke trend, right? Essentially, you already broke that trend here on the 5-minute, right? You broke trend. There you go, broke trend. Rejected on that 451, coming back, retested, and I think from here you're gonna start pushing back up. See, look at that. You're already retesting, right? You're starting that push up, and I can almost guarantee you when this trigger right here goes green like this, you're gonna start seeing that push up and you can probably expect the 451.9 maybe before open, right? So I would definitely be longing this all the way up towards 451, right? Simple position, long here, long it to next level, set your stops under relative lows, and then that's basically it. If you want some wiggle room, you can actually set your stops under this wick right here, which is essentially your relative low, right? So we can do that. And again, I would not take this trade unless we have a green trigger right here, right? So this is just, you know, this is just there to like give you guys an idea of what I would do. But again, I'm looking for that confirmation on that green trigger right here, right? If this actually comes right back down, that's bad news, right? We don't want this to come back down under trend, because then that means there's a really good chance that we drop all the way down, right? See that what's happening right there? That is not what we're looking for. We do not want this to come back under trend, because since we already broke, right? We want this to retest this like this, and then push all the way up super hard. You do not want, there you go, see? You do not want that to keep falling like that. And I'm glad we're looking at it straight up like that, right? So there you go. You see how it like wicked back up right here? Right? You do not want this to come back under this trend, because if you do, you have a really good chance at dropping all the way back to 450. So you see how you're wicking up right there? That's exactly what you want. And all I'm waiting for is that confirmation right here on that green trigger, right? Let's go do some TA, and then we'll come back to that. We'll see where it ended up closing, right? So let's look at Tesla. On Tesla, I did tell you guys that I was pretty bearish towards 240, and there we go. Right, you hit that 242.72 yesterday. You're $2 away, right, from essentially hitting, 240 on Tesla. So my target, I'd consider that essentially kind of a hit. On the daily, so you're still bearish on the daily. On the weekly, you're still bearish on the weekly. On the 4 hour, you're starting to get pretty bullish, and you're starting to move a little bit towards the upside. What we can do right now is you can just adjust. Let's run some quick, levels here on the hour, just to see kind of where we're at. Because remember, these red lines, right, that's going to be all our daily, so we don't need to adjust those that often. Let's go green. Let's go green for a daily. So right now you're really just trading on this range. You don't have too many spots of, let me see. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good spot. You have double resistance there. Boom, and call it right there. Boom. Right. So essentially right now what's going on is you're just trading on range with Tesla. You want to see this break to the upside, right? If you're bullish on Tesla. Personally, I still think I'm pretty bearish on Tesla. I think you have, if you do end up, you have double resistance here at 252. So I do think if you push up, I don't think it's going to break it. If it does break, right, your next level is 255, and you would long after this 252 break, right? So again, you could push up, reject, and then come all the way down. Personally, like I said, I think I'm a little bit more bearish towards 240, for this to keep dropping to 240, right? That's what I think has a very huge possibility of happening with Tesla. Let me see, where else are we bullish? 8 hour bullish on here. What generally happens on the 8 hour entry, it's a peak. It's peak. Usually on the 8 hour, it's been peaking, right? So you're starting to peak on the 8 hour, and then you begin another drop, right? So you haven't really broken, and you're still on that downtrend, right? So the most that I could see us pushing is towards like 258, 259 before dropping again, right? But again, you have double resistance at this 252 level. But if we go a little bit deeper, right? If we go a little bit lower, we can really see where this is being affected, right? So let's see where there's see, you have double resistance at 252 for the hour. Where am I? 15 minute? Yeah, 15 minute. We'll do 15 minutes. Let's adjust here, right? So we'll adjust here. There you go. Really good resistance at that 252. So if that breaks, we can squeeze pretty hard, right? And again, same thing over here. Nothing but big resistance here, all the way back, going back all the way up to 251, right? So you have a lot of resistance here at this 251, 252 level, right? So if that breaks, you have a really good chance of shooting up hard, right? Again, here, there, and then again, right? Yeah, I'll just do this. Right? So your major point of resistance is going to be right here. Right there at 251, 252. If you start breaking and you start looking and you're trading at like 252, 63, really good chance you're going to go all the way up to like 260, and then really good chance that you end up breaking all of those trends to the upside, right? So again, if we do break this point here at 251, 252-ish, right? If we break that, I'll be pretty bullish on Tesla. Otherwise, I think that we're going to come all the way back down. So again, you might break this pre-market, right? You're already on that bull trigger in 9 minutes. On the 15-minute, you're going to be closing this pretty soon. So I would long this to the upside, right? I would long this to actually push and break this. Because if this ends up breaking, really good chance that you just push straight up, back up to trend, up to like 260 or something, right? So Tesla looks pretty decent. QQQ, same thing. I don't really want to do any TA on QQQ because it's generally the same thing as SPX, right? If SPX is breaking towards the upside, more than likely you're gonna have the same thing happening here for QQQ, right? So this is basically just the Nasdaq, right? I don't really like doing. There you go, right? You already broke trend, retest, and then you're starting to shoot up, right? So now that we're here, let's keep looking at the other ones, like NVIDIA. On the 4 hour, yeah, like NVIDIA on the 4 hour looks pretty decent, right? I'd long NVIDIA back to, well, after this closes on the 4 hour, right? I'd probably long this. Man, this actually looks like a good entry to long. Let me see, how do we actually close? How do we close on regular trading hours, right? On the hour closed bullish. They're just trading sideways under 442. Yeah, man, I'd want to front run this, right? You're already bullish on this on the 4 hour, bullish on the 6 hour, and then you're starting to go bullish on the 8 hours. What generally happens on the 8 hour? So 8 hour triggers usually don't really work. The dailies, what happens on the dailies if you want to front run? Recently, fresh. Yeah, I wouldn't really guess this would pop. NVIDIA would pop too much. At least not what I'm guessing, right? I mean, you could see a pop back to trend here, back up to like a 467 on NVIDIA, since all you've been doing is just kind of trading sideways and chilling, right? Let me just make sure that this. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm using the daily because this seems a little bit off to me. Let me see, object tree. Let's delete all this because it seems like we have a lot of daily structure, which I don't think is correct, right? Yeah, I don't think we needed all that structure. That was weird. I don't know why I had that up. I was probably looking into something else. So daily, right? Daily structure, and then daily structure right there. I'll add one right here just for the heck of it. So really, you don't have that much daily structure, right? Especially because you've just been on range recently. And then if we wanted to actually get a little bit more in depth, like I said, because I like seeing where we are, where we have like multiple pieces of like structure. Yes, I know my options are. That's basically calling my Apple one right there, right? That's my Apple. Those are my apples. Here. There, and then you have structure. Yeah, I put structure back here just because you have that triple top on NVIDIA, and then you have a lot of structure, there, and then here too. Let's change this. Right, so yeah, there's a huge range here that I'm not liking here on the video. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, I'll leave this for now just because this is kind of messing me up a little bit. We'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. And then if we go down to the 15-minute, we'll see a little bit more truer range, right? We'll see what we actually want to see. So again, We'll do that. There'll be a nice little push up here. Nice little drop there. And then you have your bottom out structure there. And then you have probably, I'll go with that too as well. So again, looking at this a little bit more on the structure side, yeah, you're just kind of in between, man. I wouldn't really think too much of NVIDIA right now. I don't know what it wants to do, but you're just trading kind of between this channel, and you've just been trading sideways really for, I don't know, since last week. You've been trading between just 441 and, 454 recently, right? So my guess is maybe push up back to 454 because you're at that bottom of range, right? So I don't even think we really need, all these, like all that structure on that 15-minute on the hour, right? Just because you've been bouncing and you're bullish essentially on the 4-hour, 6-hour, and the 8-hour, right? So I don't know, but it looks weird. It looks weird. I don't know if I would trust NVIDIA doing too much, right? So NVIDIA, I'd say maybe more sideways trading. It's not clear enough, but if you wanted to, I'd probably long this back to the top of range at like 454, right? NVIDIA, go with Amazon. Amazon, again, did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It pushed up back to that 142 level, like I said before. And again, you're holding structure, right? You're holding right here. You're not really doing, you're not really dropping that hard, which is actually surprising. And my guess it's because of, earnings, right? Earnings was so good. And again, you're already looking at closing another bull trigger on the hour. So, and you're trading above 139. Yeah, I could definitely see this breaking highs of 143 sometime soon, right? If CPI doesn't completely come in like really disgusting, then I can see this breaking that 143 level pretty soon on Amazon. Amazon looks pretty bullish. I'll have to admit that. Microsoft, let me see. Line. We have structure. That 4-hour structure. 1 hour. Yeah, Microsoft broke. Microsoft's not doing all that well, bro. We'll add that there for the hour. This Microsoft on that structure. Yeah, Microsoft is bouncing up here. You have a lot of resistance on this level though, on this 326 level. So I would not be surprised for you to hit this 326 and then come right back down to 323. Like that just makes sense, right? It just makes sense for Microsoft to actually do that. And I don't know why we have structure right like this. Am I using the weekly for this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, am I using the weekly? Boom, 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 boom. Boom. I'm trying to understand why it's like this. See, I'm not even using the weekly, bro. What's going on here? Let's go with, take this off. All right, we'll take this off because I don't know why we're using that. At least we'll put some weekly resistance. But yeah, this is me just wanting to go over like everything and stuff. But again, I am pretty bullish on everything else, but yeah, Microsoft looks kind of horrible, I'll be honest. There you go. So your next actual, again, breaking this 326 level is pretty big news, right? Because that's weekly support. If you drop that, you can drop all the way back down to 308. I mean, you have pretty good support here at around this like 326, 321, 323 level, like around here. And then again, some more dailies at 313. But again, you break this, you're breaking structure on the weekly, which is pretty significant. And the daily is already looking really weak on Microsoft, which is kind of insane, the fact that you ran up pre-market on Microsoft for earnings, right? So super insane that actually happened. But as of right now, you are pushing back to this 326. You have weekly resistance here, right? If this actually breaks back up, right, you can see that gap fill at 329, right? But really high chance that you reject from this 326 level, because not only do you have weekly resistance, you have that also that hourly resistance as well, which is pretty nuts. And again, you have resistance from this whole bounce here, right? So I would not be surprised to see this be the top of Microsoft, and then you're starting to drop all the way back down to like a 320 like 1 or something, right? And then let's go back to see what SPX did, and then we'll call it a day. I completely forgot that I was like recording. This is probably going to be a long-ass video, man. And then SPX 500. It looks like you're dropping, actually. Let's see what happened. Yeah, see, there you go. You actually broke back under that trend. So that's extremely bearish, right? And you broke and under this 4513 range. So I definitely look at shorting this down to 450.07. I would definitely not think that this is going to pump back up here, right? I would not think that, because once this happens, you have really bearish structure, right? So that tells me that there's a lot of bears in the market, like a lot. When you start seeing these breaks like this back into trend, that lets you know exactly, like it's really not that good in the market. So I would take this trade immediately, right? Like, I need to get out of my shorts because this is going to go all the way back down to 450-ish, right? I can definitely see that happening. You see how it didn't break? There you go. You see that? 15-minute also closed bearish right here. You close back under trend. Yeah, this thing's going back down to 450. I'd possibly move this lower to that downtrend right there. So is that a channel? Is that all the way back down? Yeah. So where is this coming from? This is the 4 hour. Yeah. So I definitely say that this is probably coming all the way back down to retest that major 4 hour trend, right? So pump up, come right back down to like somewhere like that trend here at 450, and then you push up on a major time frame, right? But if this breaks under this major trend, now you're looking back at 447, and there's no longer any recovery to the upside, right? So I definitely short all of this on SPX, right? Because that coming back down under trend is extremely bearish. So I think minimum right now we're coming back to 450.07, right? But again, that's just if you're looking at, like, you know, short-term trading. Again, that's going to be the video. That's my TA for a bunch of crap. So with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Again, if you want to join the Patreon, patreon.com/butamnotatrader. Bye-bye.